Hello, my name's Edwin and I'm just going to give you a short talk to tell you about the school and the different programs within it. My aim in this talk is simply to enthuse you about something that I feel very enthusiastic about. The teaching, the learning, the content of our programs in the School of Social and Political Sciences. Before I go any further, I'll start off by telling you what we mean by the programs in the School of Social and Political Sciences. We are, to use the fancy academic term, a multidisciplinary school. In other words, we teach a lot of subjects that are related. And this is a real strength of what we do. So the subjects that we teach are, in broad terms, criminology, sociology, international relations and politics, social policy. And these different subjects, they overlap. There are some modules, particularly in the first year, where you learn things together. You'll learn about how to research as a social scientist. You'll learn what it is to be a social scientist. And then, depending on the program you've chosen, as you go forward in your degree, then you specialise more and more in that particular discipline. One of the things that I would always say that makes Lincoln stand out and the School of Social and Political Sciences stand out is that we really take that interaction, that community, that sense of staff and students working together, we take it very seriously. We engage with our students from day one. We learn together. Of course, we also have experts that teach our subjects. But we have this notion of the student as producer, where we work with our students to develop the knowledge that interests them within the context of the expertise that members of staff bring. All the way through our programs, we put modules in place, we put extracurricular activities or events in place that concentrate on how you will engage outside the university, either while you're a student or, more importantly, I guess, for the rest of your life once you graduate from the University of Lincoln, how you will engage through your degree. So part of that is obviously the vocational. What are you going to do after your degree? Now, I know this is always a bit difficult to think about it. You're thinking about going to university and which university to go to. In 3 or 4 years' time, you may be thinking about what you want to do after that. But nonetheless, it's important when you're making your choice, to be aware that at the University of Lincoln, on each of the subjects that we offer, we have a clear, what I'm going to call an applied element. We engage with the professionals in the relevant areas of study. So let me pick the criminology degree. If you're doing a criminology degree, there is a module that we call criminology in the professions. Just one example of the different applied modules that we offer. So people who work in what we might broadly call the criminological sphere, either people who work in the probation service or in the prison sector or in the third sector, in the charitable, non-governmental organisation sector. They come in, they engage with you as a student doing a criminology degree, and engagement with them, with some of the alumni, people who've been before you and done the criminology degree and then gone on to different careers. We have that engagement in place within our curriculum. And we do all this with the help of and the support of and engaging with the Careers and Employability Service here at Lincoln. So we engage. That is one of the very distinctive elements of our programme here at Lincoln. External engagement, the applied engagement with our programmes and their subjects, with an eye to what you might do after you graduate. Beyond the curriculum as well, we offer all sorts of different opportunities. We have, over previous years, each year offered various trips. We've had an annual international trip that focuses on international organisations. Some years in the past we've gone to New York and Washington. Other years we've been a bit closer to home. We've been to NATO headquarters or to the EU in Brussels. This is the sort of thing that we offer each year. And on top of that, we also have the opportunity to have a year abroad. Now, this is something that you apply for once you are on your degree programme at the University of Lincoln. We have about a dozen partner institutions in different continents across the world. So once you're on the programme, you can apply for a year abroad at one of our partner institutions, and if you get a place on the year abroad and your degree therefore becomes a 4-year programme, at the end of that then you will have year abroad added to your degree title. So for example, international relations with year abroad would become your degree. One more element that I really want to talk about in terms of the School of Social and Political Sciences at the University of Lincoln is our excellent staff that we have here. So the members of staff in the School of Social and Political Sciences at the University of Lincoln, we have around 40 of them, obviously cover our different subjects. The job of university staff, the role of university staff, what drives many university staff is not just to deliver knowledge, not just to engage with the student body, but to create knowledge, to do research. To put it in a very succinct way, the people who teach you are very often the people who write the books about the subject from which you're learning. The module Parliamentary Studies is franchised from the UK Parliament. In other words, we had to bid to be able to teach this module in collaboration with the UK Parliament. So we get speakers from Parliament who come and teach on the module. We have a trip to Parliament. And members of staff who teach on that module engage with Parliament in different ways as well. We have a couple of members of staff who have been parliamentary fellows. They have had research appointments within the Parliament in Westminster. And so again, you're not just being taught by people who've read books, you're being taught by people who engage, who write the books, and also in this particular case, you're being taught by in collaboration with the UK Parliament itself. So I hope that I've managed to give you some sense of what it's like to study as a student in the School of Social and Political Sciences at the University of Lincoln. It's a thriving school, it's a growing school, it's a multidisciplinary school. We have a great group of staff who engage with their subjects, and beyond that with the professions that engage with the subjects. There are different aspects of your programme that you will gain interest in as you study through your first year, your second year, into the third year, and you will choose your options until you're specialising in what particularly interests you from amongst our whole suite of modules in the third year. I hope you've got some sense of what our programme offers and what our school is like. It is genuinely an intellectual community where staff and students engage together with real enthusiasm for their subjects, but also with a real sense of care and concern for our students. We listen to our students, we take our student voice very seriously, and I very much hope that you will be joining us as one of those students in the near future. Thank you for your attention.